A lot of people think the Giants are going to win. A lot of people. And it's not a shock because the Vikings have that whiff of fraud, and there's no time better to expose fraud than in the playoffs. And also with that dynamic of the ass kicking is coming. I don't know. I still think the Vikings find a way to win, although I do believe the ass kicking is coming. But the Giants already proved that even without any big name receivers to speak of, because the Vikings don't have a great secondary, so it doesn't matter. But they can get it done. They can move the ball, and they can slow the Vikings offense down just enough to keep things close and keep things interesting. And I think they'll do it again on Sunday afternoon.
And if it comes down to a close game, Mike, I'm certainly putting my money on the Vikings, considering how they've done coming back in games and winning close games and all the things that they've done in that area this year. And I think that's going to bode well for them in this game, because I do think it's going to be a close game and come down to the end. And they face that all year long. So I do think there's something to be said for that. Now, Kirk Cousins, we go back to how long do you stick with your quarterback if he doesn't get it done? 1-3 in the postseason. So to me, a lot of pressure on Kirk Cousins in this game to prove that he can win in the postseason and get it done. And I don't mean just this game, if you win one game at home, but I mean the Vikings feel like they're good enough to go to the Super Bowl. So it's time for him to get this thing done, Mike, and a lot of pressure, I think, on him this season, this postseason.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is his first home playoff game in 5 years with the Vikings. They've only made it to the postseason one other year. They won in New Orleans somehow in the wild card round in 2019 and then were destroyed. Although it was close. Funny, I like the graphic. It was close in the first half. It got away from the Vikings in the second half when the 49ers switched to exclusive run game. But, hey, this is about what Cousins is inevitably going to be remembered as. Good, but, not great. Good enough, but not great enough. And this is that Joe Burrow mindset. I don't know what buttons need to be pressed on Kirk Cousins to just let him rip, but whatever that thinking is that gets him to just throw the ball up to Justin Jefferson, even if he's not open, and just trust Jefferson to make a play, that's what's going to come down to. And it's going to be Jefferson. In that game where the Vikings won it with the 61-yard field goal, Justin Jefferson made the key play. It was third and very long, a quick little screen, and he just willed his way into the fringe of field goal range. If the Vikings are going to win this game, yes, Kirk Cousins needs to deliver, but they also need to get a big day out of Justin Jefferson. He's their key player offensively, and he's the guy that's going to make Kirk Cousins look a lot better if he's having a big day, Charean.
Well, 12 catches, 133 yards, and a touchdown the last time. And Fabian Moreau and Darnay Holmes were just completely overmatched. So the Giants are going to have to do something different with him. Now, Xavier McKinney didn't play in that game, so he's probably going to help when he comes back this week. So that'll be a little bit different. But he absolutely torched them, as he did many teams this season. But they have to figure out, and I think that will help the Giants, having played Justin Jefferson early this season, to figure out that we can't do the same thing we did last time. We have to play him differently. So I do think from that respect, it does help them in figuring out how to stop them. It's still not going to be easy, but they have to do something different than what they did the last time.
One of the things that flowed from the Vikings' most recent loss, the 41-17 defeat at Lambeau Field, the idea that they need to remain committed to moving Justin Jefferson around, because one of the issues in that game, they didn't move him around. And that was the whole idea of the Kevin O'Connell offense, like Cooper Kupp. Move him around, create opportunities for him to get open by not having him in the same place all the time. So at some point in this postseason, the Vikings are going to need that from Justin Jefferson and from the offense, and they may need it as soon as Sunday. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.